Hello, my name is Meeshell, and this is the tutorial section of the video. First, I'll go through my usual disclaimer. As an amateur myself, I can only teach what I know in the hopes that it may help other aspiring artists in some way. I am also assuming you have knowledge and experience in Photoshop. Today, I will be tackling painting without line art. Since there will be no lines, or as some call it inking, you are free to paint and alter as you like, using your sketch as a guide. Since Mercy's outfit is quite unique and detailed, avoiding lines was easier. To avoid a flat look or features blending in too much, you can make an overlay layer and start painting some lines to define things like her nose, lips, or fingers. Don't forget the use of highlights as well to do the same effect. The main painting technique used is blending. Make sure when you are painting you have your brush set to transfer. If you don't, your hard round brush will be too harsh to blend with, as you need to do light strokes with your tablet pen. Remember, when blending, you must paint it rough first, then smooth it out later. Depending on the texture you want to create, you may keep it somewhat rough, whereas the skin can be really smooth. Two tools that I use in every painting is the Dodge and Burn tool. Dodge can do highlights and Burn can do shadows. After you paint something, try using these tools to create depth and a source of light. They are incredibly useful, and I use them in pretty much every aspect of a painting. Another tip that is incredibly useful is locking your layers transparency. That's the checkerboard icon next to your lock on your layer panel. What this does is it locks everything on that layer but still allows you to paint on it. So for example, once you have the base of a shape done, like her halo, you can lock the transparency so you can paint freely onto it and not have to worry about erasing. I mentioned in my previous video that color layers can be useful in certain situations. A good example is Mercy's sleeves, because they transition from a yellow to a maroon type color. As you can see, I painted it all one color so I can get the shading done right, and then go over with a color layer later to make it more like her sleeves. Once again, the color was too light, so I used a darkened layer to make the other part of her arm darker so it matches her sleeves. That's all for this video. There are other interesting tips in my previous video where I draw Starfire and Raven, so check it out if interested. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe found some parts of it useful. You can find me at All Things Meeshell Art, and I hope you join me again for my next video, which should be Diva from the Overwatch series.